Welcome back to another episode of Spectrum Dev with your host, Max. I'd like to thank everyone who has been tuning in to my podcast throughout the journey. I'm inspired and motivated to continue to make more episodes and to continue to grow my podcast for the future. I'll still maintain a weekly episode along with shorts from those episodes on YouTube each week. I'll also be more transparent if I'm consistent with uploading one episode per week. Starting next week, I'll be traveling, so there will be no episodes airing next week. In today's episode, I would like to discuss my gaining experience, whether it's through research, making your own projects, or simply interning in a company is very important for a career in computer science. When you are pursuing a career in computer science, you can get and learn the knowledge necessary in computer science, but the knowledge won't be necessary unless you apply it. By applying it to projects, research, and internships, you will be able to gain experience and to use the knowledge that you have acquired over the years. Let's say you started your career in computer science and have taken the courses necessary for your computer science degree. Then you ask yourself, what can I do with the knowledge that I have acquired throughout my computer science journey? There are three possible choices that I can think of that might help you in the future. 1. Get an internship in the industry field. 2. Get some research experience. Or 3. Make personal projects of your choice. I'll explain all three of those subjects in depth. 1. Get an internship in industry. I will emphasize that finding an internship is very important if you want to work in industry with computer science. One of the main advantages of getting an internship is the amount of connections that you will make. When interning in industry with those connections, they can boost your resume and also improve your experience throughout the internship. Furthermore, think of getting an internship as a learning experience to learn how you work along with others and to see whether you want to work in that position for the future. Of course, when dealing with internships, there can be feelings of self-doubt, imposter syndrome, and other things generally speaking. But when you're going into internship naturally, the internship will most definitely bring a lot of benefits without having a lot of pressure from the outside world to be perfect. If you're watching this right now and you're currently struggling to find an internship, I'm here to help and also share my experience with you guys so you guys can get an internship. Trust me, from my experience, going for internship helped me personally and mentally. And I grew a lot as a software developer from my internship experience, despite me having my first internship late during my college years. If internships don't work for you, don't worry. There are also other opportunities besides internships that you can do. 2. Research. An underrated topic that many people overlook is something that you should invest in. First, doing research gets you closely connected with a faculty member who will mentor you with the skills to learn that research field currently being specialized. Communication is an important asset when presenting ideas to people and also working along with a team and letting your supervisor know how your progress is doing. Also, problem solving and critical thinking are very important skills for our research heavily academic environment. Further, when employers see that you're doing research, they are looking for something that stands out for you, and they see the skills that have been demonstrated throughout the research, thus adding on more to your resume. From my experience when I did research as an undergraduate student, I've learned how to communicate my progress to my professor, as well as to demonstrate the concepts that I've learned throughout the research experience, and also continue to work with other teammates throughout this project. Although research is not exactly the same thing as getting an internship, doing the research experience will help you set up for future experiences down the road. Last but not least, it might be one of the most important of them all, projects. Projects are very underrated and very useful to you and others when applying for jobs. By doing projects, you then sharpen and hone your skills in computer science and applied what you have learned from these computer science courses into the project. If you really want to dive into certain aspects of computer science, such as cybersecurity, artificial intelligence, or machine learning, find an idea that you can work on, and then start to build on that in the idea and eventually code on that idea. From this approach, you can get inspired and feel motivated as you have something that you can work on. Unfortunately, there will be some downsides to work on a project on your own, such as dealing with errors in your code, bugs that you have to fix, and also learning documentation for libraries that you will most likely use on a project. But once it's all said and done, you would learn a lot from this project, and you can use that project to show that you bring something valuable for potential employers, which definitely helps you stand out a lot. Plus, it can also look extra good on your resume. From our journey with the projects that I've worked on from my career, I've definitely worked on a lot that I've learned on, and also feel very passionate about working on some of the side projects that I've made myself. I also made myself stand out by me getting an internship, and eventually from an internship being offered a full-time offer. So that is everything on why getting experience is important, ranging from doing personal projects to working on research opportunities and eventually internships. I hope everyone who's watching this video finds this advice helpful. One thing I like to mention is that you can start anywhere, just as long as you can put in the work and continue to learn throughout the journey. I believe in you, listeners, and please ask me questions if you have any. Once again, I'd like to thank everyone for listening into this podcast, and I appreciate everyone's time today. This is Spectrum Dev with Max, and peace.